when you see a person come before you at this particular time, and I know sometimes it's good to give those particular people a certain amount of respect when they're trying to teach you a certain amount of things, but you got to realize one thing about this when you're doing that, and just understand this. This particular knowledge is your knowledge. So in so many words, the spirit realm chose a group of people to go through this, to access all this particular information, to give it back to the one who are waking up at this dispensation of time. So in so many words, it's your birthright to get this particular knowledge and this particular information. It's your information. It's not the speaker's information. You see, it's too often we look at that person has great wisdom, and we want to turn our life over to that particular person. And the whole key is that person was just a person to reintroduce you to knowledge. You understand that's not only within you, but it was knowledge that you put down before you went to sleep and agreed to come back to get this particular knowledge at this particular time. So in so many words, you agreed to come back at this particular time to rediscover your past and rediscover your particular information, and ultimately rediscover that you are God and not human. You see, you agreed to do that. So in so many words, it's your birthright to get this particular knowledge and this particular information. It's your information. It's not the speaker's information. So in so many words, it's your birthright to get this particular knowledge and this particular information. It's your information. It's not the speaker's information. So in so many words, it's your birthright to get this particular knowledge and this particular information. It's your information. It's not the speaker's information.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. Against me shall prosper. It won't work. Yeah, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work.
God will do what He said He will do. Yes, come on. Hey, He will come through. God will do what He said He would do. He will stand by His words. He will come through.
No weapon.
Hey, formed against me shall prosper. Yes, babe, you got it.
It won't work. Man, what's up, family? What's up? Man, Sunday service, it go down. Church.
Yes.
Church, bring it in right. Bring it in right. Hey, shout out to my bro guy, BroYosef, man. That motherfucker put me on that. Blame him. Say blame Yosef, man. He said, yeah, you know, I listen to Fred Hampton. Okay, what? All right. Shit, I'll bust a flow in this thing for real, man, and I'll make it work. But look, that's spiritual because that's what we tying into a lot of this stuff. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. Man, that's powerful, Yosef. And we just watched the Muja class. So, hey, it go down, man. Hold on, let me find the video for the family. Church, you know what it is. You know what it is. Wait, hold on.
Peace to the family.
Is
Listen.
the chat still not working?
I'm trying to chat in here right now, and error message keeps coming up. Y'all know we went into Mercury retrograde. So
wow, they playing.
You know, like the video so we know y'all in here.
But
like the video.
That's interesting. I can't believe the chat still ain't working. See, they holding us back, family. I'm telling you, it go down.
They trying to.
Oh yeah,
but it ain't gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop. It's all good.
It is all good. We know y'all in here though, man. Peace to the chaos family. You feel me? It go down. Look, we got my bro guy, BroYosef, in the building, in the church house this Sunday service, right? And we're about to dive into a whole bunch of things, man. What's up, What's up, Yosef? Say what's up to the family. Uh-oh, I can't hear Yosef. I can't hear you, Yosef. Oh, your audio didn't turned up. Hey, it's time to retrograde us here. Still can't hear you, bro guy. We're gonna let work. We're gonna Yosef work it out. Look. Hey, when did this retrograde start, babe?
It started either the 29th or the 30th. Yeah, so clearly it's going down. Clearly it is going down, but listen, we're not gonna let that stop us, because hell, I mean, we love y'all in the chat and we want to hear from y'all, but the conversation that we would end up having just with each other is going to be powerful within itself. So it's all good. Let's just see. Let's just
hear
see.
Me?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, all right. Here we
Look
are.
at you.
Yes. Peace, family. Peace.
Figuring it out. Yeah, y'all like the video, so we know y'all are in here. Y'all can engage like that.
Look, I had a dream last night. I want to say this before I forget. I had a dream. We were like in a bad class. It was me, Yosef, and a few other people were in like a bad class. There was some Asians in there, some alien looking motherfuckers and everything, right? We were in a bad, it was just supposed to be a bad, quote unquote, bad class. And Panic was the teacher. And, you know, we just came off of a field trip or something like that, right? And we was trying to get to the lunchroom, but we can't mingle with the regular students in the school. For some reason, we couldn't mingle with the regular students in the school. So we had to wait until they all cleared out. And we was just making an uproar with Panic, like, man, let us get through this bitch. We hungry. Hey, so, you know, I don't know what I know what it meant, but I wanted to share that with the Chaos family to let y'all know, hey, man, we ain't no automatons around here. We can't walk into the Goyim, right? So now that I'm seeing this chat room thing happening and all of this other stuff, hey man, sometimes you see that thing and you be like, wow, that's amazing. Okay. Yeah, so that was an interesting dream. What I wanted to talk about, Yosef. What was I saying just now? Oh, blame Yosef for that song. That Fred Hammond song. I can't make it up.
Yeah.
Blame him, man.
No doubt. I did it. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I did it. That's a song Fred Hammond don't know. A lot of magic been done with his song. He just don't know it. You know, I use that song to do protection magic and all kind of stuff in the past. You know what I mean?
Man, and I'm telling you.
Because we alchemists over here. You know, we take anything and turn it into whatever we want.
Right. And then even in your advanced Mujas class, you know, a lot, which is a powerful class. Everybody needs to go get that. A lot of the stuff, the mudras that you were showing was about, protection and things won't prosper against you. You feel me?
Right. That's
So
right.
that's dope how all of this lined up and and it's here now. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
man. Let's get it on. Look, I tried to
Mhm.
put $100 in AMC the other day,
Mm.
and Robin Hood then kicked my bitch ass out. I'm like, damn, hold on.
Right.
What's up? Just because
Right.
I got the jug and everything. You heard about the little the chaos that's been happening, Yosef?
I did, man. I did. And like we always talk about Mercury retrograde, what do you expect? Some kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's funny because Mercury retrograde, a lot of opportunities present themselves. And
Mm,
that is it's really a trick for you not to move. And then
yeah,
we move sometimes, shit happens, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So yeah. It's
yeah.
crazy.
That's
So yeah, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
yeah, because I
Robin
was
Hood,
trying to
bro.
jump into the AMC because I heard that was the next one that was gonna rise up because I just missed the GameStop stock because it already had went to $400 before I even heard about it.
Mm,
And I was like, all right, well shit, let me try this AMC thing. And Robin Hood then said, no, sir.
right,
Here go
right.
your money back. I'm like, oh, they really ain't trying to let us get out what to get down. Cause I'm just
Sure.
curious. I'll try stuff. You feel me? And I ain't even a trader. I'm a holder. But at the same time, I'm like, shit, if there's an opportunity to swing for the fences real quick, shit, I might as well jump into it. You feel me?
I feel you. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so that was interesting, man. That was interesting. But talking about that, speaking on that, let's talk about these assets real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk
Yeah,
about
man.
assets. Let's talk about all the assets Yosef got. Now, listen, I have quite a few, and me and Yosef been building over the phone about a few assets, and
Mm-hmm.
say, man, it's time for that. It's time to uh put your box up, right? Because I got a box of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hold on to it and wait. You feel me?
That's right.
Wait, wait for that thing to move. Go ahead, Yosef.
Yeah, yeah. So what it is, man, I'm a big silver gold investor. I always tell people to invest in gold and silver. And one of the things I was telling the brother about was brother Dreamwise is to invest in case you forget to buy silver monthly, there's ways you can actually purchase silver monthly. And one
Mm-hmm.
of the things I was telling him about was investor crate. So
Yeah.
anyone who's looking to invest in silver or gold, even or whatever, even copper, right? You guys might want to get into investor crate. It's a really good way to not even think about it. Every month it's coming to you. You got your silver coming. And for all those people, right, who was emailing me when XRP dropped, because I'm a big XRP investor,
Mm-hmm.
Stellar Lumens. I got some Ethereum and all that other stuff. But for all y'all who was telling me, brother Yusef, I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm not messing with the XRP no more. They done. They finished. Well, guess what happened this morning?
No, that thing
XRP
stuck.
shot up to 49 cents. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Shot up to 49 cents. So where y'all at now? I bet a lot of people wishing they didn't sell their XRP. I was getting crazy emails, brother Yusef. You said to get the XRP and it failed. Yes, and that means to buy.
Right.
So whoever, so all them emails I was getting from people say, "Oh, I'm scared, man. I'm getting rid of mine. Shouldn't have did that." And then apparently tomorrow there's supposed to be, I think 40-something thousand people that agreed to buy XRP at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, just to
Mm-hmm.
push the price up even more.
Mm.
So we talking about stuff about to go crazy. And once the XRP does beat this SEC lawsuit, which I believe they're going to do it, and
Right.
whether they do it or not, XRP still going to rise.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to win either way, family. So get that XRP. Well, hopefully some of y'all can get it now because they shut you down at Coinbase. If you live in New York State, it's kind of hard to find any other exchange that lets you deal with cryptocurrency outside of Coinbase.
Right.
So if you have a Trust wallet, you can purchase it on Trust wallet, but you have a certain minimum amount you have to buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the next best thing, family, I would say get that Stellar Lumens, because it kind of follows the same track as XRP. So whoever missed out on the XRP, because you can't buy it on Coinbase no more, whoever missed out on that, go right to Stellar Lumens and start grabbing that up. And have a diversified portfolio, family. Don't just invest in that XRP or Stellar Lumens only. Find other things. You know, find other things to invest in, you know?
Yeah, and that's a good point you make, Yosef, because that XRP did have a lot of people shook, and, you know, it had a lot of people worried. But the thing is that everybody needs to understand is that, you know, whatever the media and the masses is doing, you do the opposite. You feel me?
Right.
You do the opposite and go with that other win. Go with a whole different windfall for real.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, that's what they want you to do. They want you to be the sheep. They want you to stay in a zone where you're just following the trends and stuff. You feel me? So yeah, that's huge.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And I ain't gonna even lie. I still got some XRP, but I took a little bit of it out and threw some in that Bitcoin and Ethereum. I was like, all right, well, let me just trade it while I'm here because da 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 da. But you know, I still got enough to make some noise, if you will, especially if it run them up to $1. Let that thing run to $1 then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, you got two type of investors. You got people that they buy it and trade. I'm a holder. Whether it's silver, gold, I like to hold on for the long run. So in case I don't have it in the future, I got all this sitting to the side. You know, and for those who don't know, not XRP, but cryptocurrency period is the money in the future. So everybody should be studying something about cryptocurrency because it is the money of the future. Everything is, the dollar's about to die. Everybody just got to get ready for it. So get your mama educated, your sister, your brother, your cousin, get everybody educated on crypto because it is the future. It is what we about to go into. And if you don't have no crypto, then the government gonna give you crypto and they're gonna control and regulate how you use yours. And that's what you don't want because we haven't had a new asset class since the 1960s. And here we are in the 2000s, you know, 2021 with a new asset class, which is going to make some people millionaire. I'll tell y'all something. Speaking on what Brother Dreamwise was saying earlier with he had a dream with the extraterrestrials and stuff like that. I had a dream about maybe a month and a half ago. I was talking to this tall being, and he was telling me by 2030, 60% of people on the earth gonna be millionaires. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, right? And I was like, what? He said, yeah. And as he was talking, when I woke up, I thought about what they talking about now called the great wealth transfer. How some people the wealth is being generated now. It's being transferred over to the poor. If you just know what you're doing and know what to watch out for. You know, but not only with that, but I always talk about other things that people need to get into to add with their assets, which is trust. You need to understand law. You need to understand how the law works. Because if you know how to make your own trust and create your own trust, it makes you a private person, which just means you're outside the authority or the jurisdiction of the United States. So you want to learn, and I gave out this book in my last video, and I want everybody to buy it. Asset Protection, a pure trust organization, right? And this is written by, I would tell everybody buy all this guy books because it's very powerful if you guys learn the process of building and creating your own trust and making your whole family and all your stuff protected so nobody can touch it. So with assets and with silver and with, and you know, silver and gold is private money, you know, so a lot of people's trust are based on silver and gold. But with the cryptocurrency, which is right now, the government not really regulating the way they want. They can't really control it, especially Bitcoin. You guys need to get into learning about trust. You know, they even got another one, Be the One to Execute the Trust by David E. Robinson. You know, I got all his books, right? He even got one to teach you how to make a gun trust in case you want to protect your guns so they come after them next. You know, so I want the family to get into all that so we can know how to move forward and be protected as we go through these crazy times.
Yeah, because, you know, we're actually in the eye of the storm of this thing, right? You can see how this whole thing is moving, like technology, money, everything. Like even just that GameStop thing was a sign or a notion that's saying, hey, look, we can control our money. We can control the way we make money and not let, these higher up, these elites, turn this thing against us. You feel me? Look, they had a Black Mirror episode, all the Black Mirror shows, man. But I was watching one of these college games yesterday, and I was like, dang, they really don't have no fans in the crowd. And they had the, just like the NBA does, they have the little artificial fans or whatever. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is amazing. Like how this thing is actually turning into a Black Mirror episode. I thought that was, man.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, all the assets though, at VHS tapes, Yosef. I've been collecting some VHS tapes.
Okay.
Shit, I've been collecting books. You know how we get out on books. Shit, The Magician, all these books, man. I've been storing them things away because eventually 10, 20 years from now, they're going to be so valuable. Somebody's going to want them. Somebody's going to be like, oh, shoot, I really, miss my old vinyl records and all of that. You feel me?
Yes. And let me say this, brother. Let me say this real quick. People need to study and understand Agenda 21 and what they plan on implementing by 2030. Because the next thing, like I talked about recently, is to take your privacy away. They want to convince you that it's better to not own anything. Your house, your car, just borrow it. Well, who in the world want to be in a world where you just borrowing everything, right? People who are used to handouts. This is what Democrats want to push. They want you to get handouts from them. And then Republicans, and I'm not a politician, so I want y'all to think I'm on either side. I really don't care. Now, if a person who the world don't like, if he's doing things I like when Trump was in, I say, hey, I like what he's doing. I like some of the things he's doing. But people tend to turn into but he racist, and I don't care. How many people have racist bosses and stuff? But he gave you a good salary. Right. You see what I'm saying? So if you creating things and opportunities for me to build wealth, then I have no issue with you. You can continue to run the world the way you want, because I'm gonna protect mine. So my whole thing is like people need to pay attention to understand, like, we are getting to the point now where they're going to take away your privacy, and they're already doing it in small increments. Like I said, you don't even hold your music anymore. Everybody getting Tidal or Apple Music or something like that, and you got to download this stuff on a device to a point where wherever shut off the internet, your stuff is gone. Or if they shut off electricity, your stuff is gone. So you want to actually hold your assets. You want to have physical things, because in the future, collectors, just like Brother Dream was saying, with the books and the VHS tapes, these are going to be worth money in the future, right? These are going to be worth money. And just to prove it, some books are just harder to get today. So I remember I gave out a book list a few months ago, and some of the books on there was like over $100. And I'm like, wow, I paid like $10 for that book back in the day.
Facts.
That's what it is. Books are assets. So get the physical books. If you guys want to get the ebooks, that's cool too, but make sure you get the physical copy of something that's really good, because it's going to be an asset in the future.
Gotta get the physical copy. The physical copies is a buzz. All these Kindle and all of that stuff. Each his own, but I tend to get into my bag when I have it. I'm physically touching it, and I can really, sit there with the words and, instead of looking at a computer screen all day or whatever. You feel me? So yeah, you definitely want to get the physical copies. Speaking of the physical copies, family, listen, I got more of these magicians coming, but I got the real version.
Not the real version.
Or you know what I mean? The
first
version.
The first version.
The first cover, right? Signed by Philip Cooper. Now look, let me not. I was gonna say something crazy. I was gonna say this thing about the transition. But hey, peep the game, peep the times. Look, we are in a beautiful time, Chaos family. I cannot explain that to you enough. Listen, this dude is still here. Just like me and Yosef talk about these assets, the magician is an asset. I'm just letting you know, I'll hold all the copies to myself and wait and see y'all in 10 years.
Right. Right.
Yosef got a magician. Shoot.
Yes,
So
sir.
y'all better realize where it's at, man.
That's
Get
right.
books, because the books not only have the information, but some of these books is going extinct. And
That's right.
hey, when they're gone, they're gone. And shoot, that's an asset. That's a valuable commodity to have. There's a few books, man, that I have that's already extinct. So yeah, but y'all want to make sure y'all get that.
Right. Let me say this real quick too, brother. One thing people don't understand, and I, I'm a heavy astro traveler. I'm fortunate to the point where I can actually control my dreams and see things. So I take advantage of it. Some things I can't always talk about. Some things I talk about, right? Like somebody asked me one time, where I think I talked about it, about the Vatican. And man, I'm gonna tell you, that thing is the most guarded spiritually thing. I still haven't gotten into the Vatican. And bro, I'll be sneaking everywhere trying to get in there. And I'm telling them, things is guarded by powerful jinns. You understand? Powerful jinns. I cannot get in the Vatican to save my life. But one thing I'm starting to realize, family, is that there's a war going on with these elites. So for people who think that these people who control the planet, they just all powerful. One thing, like I've always been saying, is that there's two sides at the top. And this is the truth. And these people are fighting right now. This is what this whole Wall Street thing was about recently with the whole Robin Hood. That was a fight. And not just on a financial level, but even on a technological level, they're having fights. Because like I always tell the family, one side is more Luciferian, one side is more satanic. One side is more about parasiting off the people and controlling the people. One side is more about, okay, we control them, but we can still let them evolve while we stay in control. One side wants to push the people forward. This is why Bitcoin hit the scene, and the dude who put it out had to be so secretive about it, because if the other side would have found out, they would have tried to shut it down. The internet, the reason why we have the internet today is because the other side said we got to give the people something to expand themselves, expand their mind. The satanic side didn't want it. Okay, so what I'm saying is at the top of these families, they're having a fight right now. And if you pay attention to the world we live in, one person represents one side, one person represents the other side. So the cryptocurrency family is a gift. It is a way for people, because if you know right now, the governments can't really control cryptocurrency. They're trying to, right? They're trying to find a way to control it. They hate cryptocurrency. This is why when it first came out, Bitcoin was put down so much, because they didn't like the fact that Bitcoin gave people power. So anybody who knows about the Hegelian dialectic is that if you want to change something, you got to create a problem. So they tried to say, oh, the cartel and all these people are using Bitcoin to do drugs, and the people at the top control all that stuff anyway, but they couldn't control Bitcoin. So what I'm saying, family, is that you have a blessing right now, and take advantage of it with this cryptocurrency while it's cheap, because one day you ain't gonna be able to buy none. It's gonna be so expensive, right? Even with the silver and the gold. I just heard Robert Kiyosaki say within the next 5 years, he expects silver to be $2,000 an ounce. Right now, silver, I remember telling y'all in 2018 to get the silver, I did a video, and it was $15. I said it's gonna be $30, y'all. And just last month, it went up to $30. It dropped back down to $25 recently, $27, something around there. Every time it dropped, family, it don't mean that it's getting bad. It means to buy. Right. Robert Kiyosaki, the man who's been very accurate about the world, came out and said, in the next 3 to 5 years, they expect silver to hit $2,000 an ounce. Right now, an ounce of silver is $27, $25. If you just get you a couple, you're going to come up in a major way. And he said gold can hit up to $18,000. So we're talking about in a future, not just crypto being out of people's reach, but even the silver and the gold. They're going to do that. Why? Because they don't want you having this type of assets. So the people who have them now and you protect them, you're going to benefit in the future greatly. You're going to benefit in the future greatly. So I want y'all to pay attention to that, because there's a war going on, family. That's why so much chaos on the planet. There's a war happening. And sometimes the people you don't like are on the side of the people that's trying to help you. But they got to make people look like that so they don't look, nobody can ever look too good, right? Because that's impossible. So the people that's always smiling in your face and the people that's always saying they want to do things to help you, watch them people. I don't trust Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. Yeah. I don't trust them. Yeah. Not at all, because I know how Democrats get down, right? But at the same time, we got to roll with the punches. We got to do what we got to do. I don't trust Donald Trump either. but he was doing things that I agreed with. So I said, hey, I like that. I didn't vote for him. I didn't support him, right? They hated Donald Trump because he represented another side, and he was backed by that side. They would have killed that dude if they would have had the opportunity. They couldn't do it. So what I'm telling y'all, family, is a war going on. Pick up the little shards of stuff that fall, the little bullets that fall to the side, pick them up and take them in for your family. And hold them in, safeguard them. Because that's what's happening, right? So I'm saying that, family, to let y'all know we in a great time, just like they were saying a few minutes ago. We are in a wonderful time to be in right now. Some of us was born for this purpose, like that the great Dr. Blair said. We were born to see the end of this whole thing. And that's what's happening. The end is here. And from what I understand, the better forces are already winning, right? They're already winning. But these other people trying to go out with a bang. They said, well, we'll destroy the whole shit before it goes to hell. We just gonna destroy it all before it gets better.
Right.
So we're literally dealing with a whole new transfer of wealth, of health, of everything. And technology is gonna be the head of that, family. So I just wanted to get that out.
Yeah, no, that's good. And that's why I deal with my bro guy like that, because I called Yosef a while ago, and he told me jump on the investor. What's the site again, Yosef?
Investor Crate. Y'all can type that right in the Google.
Right. Yeah. And this was at the top of the year. I wish my brother Yosef Happy New Year. And he said, hey man, jump on this right now. Here go the asset. Boom, I got it. So my silver is on the way every month.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
Storing it and putting it up. Also,
I'm just store it. And people got, let me say this too. People got to stop paying attention to what they feed us on TV all the time, because that's a distraction. They did it with the XRP. Oh man, they're getting sued and everything going to hell. Oh, I'm selling. So a lot of people did that. So when the silver goes down, I had a friend of mine telling me he only gonna buy platinum and gold because it costs more. So I said, bro, get the silver because it's cheap. We can get it. Right. And now the silver is boom. It's gonna go up eventually, family. So yes, family. Yes.
Thing too, Yosef. I think it seems like a lot of people understand crypto and all of that stuff, but you ask your mama and them, or what some of your hood friends and stuff, they ain't ever heard of that. So right. It's interesting because there's still a mass majority of people that haven't really dove into putting things away or valuing themselves, because all you're doing when you're storing and saving this stuff is building up a relationship with your family and others, and protecting your being, protecting you in the long run, right? You feel me? That's right. That's huge, man. That's huge.
And all I have to do as the wife, Yosef, all I just say is yes. Right. Dream be like, you want to throw 600 into this? I'm just like, yes. So on the topic of relationships, it is so important to be relating and to be in partnership with someone who sees what you see and can see the world from the same perspective, because you don't want to be fighting over how you're going to invest your money.
Right.
Right? Because they say money is one of the things that definitely tears couples apart. So Dream just had to tell me a couple of times. We listened to a couple of different videos, did a little bit of research, and I'm just like, yes, I get it. I can see it. I understand it. So whenever something drops, you want to throw some money into this? Yes. Because what people have to understand too is that it's still your money, though it's not being held in your bank account. And I think that's something that, like with our family members, that they're going to need to understand. Because they're going to be like, well, it's not in my bank account right now, so how can it is still your money. It is just going and growing. And that's a whole nother perspective that people really have to take. Like, it's still yours. You may have more money in all of these different assets than you have in your account, but it is still yours.
That's right.
That's important.
People can't see the value of buying silver. They're like, how much spend silver?
That's right. That's right. And it's crazy because for people who still Christians out there, even the Bible will tell you don't invest your money. In Proverbs, it'll tell you put it in 7 businesses and it'll come back 7 ways. Any rich person tells you don't save your money, right? Because the bank's gonna steal your money, right? They're gonna take your money and they're gonna put it in, so they tell you put it in investments, and it will come back to you. Like you said, it's still your money. It's still your money, right? If it's in your bank, it's still your money. But I would suggest anybody who got it in the bank, put it in investments. It's gonna come back to you 7 ways. 7 ways, family.
Facts on facts on facts. Let's talk about, since we on the subject of relationships, let's talk about your relationship site. Look, that's an important aspect too, because me and the queen, we have to share ideas, especially in investing and trying to invest a large lump sum of money into things, right? And so I can shoot her the idea, and if she formulates it in her mind and then she says yeah, then it'll work. If she says no, then I gotta let it go. You feel me? So definitely gotta run with the queen, the goddesses, especially when they're in their divine state of mind, because that's who is gonna create this whole thing beautifully for you. You feel me? Talk about your relationship side, Yosef, real quick.
Yeah. I appreciate the time to talk about that too, man, because I saw it, I've done thousands of consultations, brother. I got consultations lined up when I get off this thing. So I get do consultations every day. And I've been blessed to talk to people from all over the planet. I don't talk to people from Asia, from Africa. I got a big following in the UK for some reason, a huge following, especially Sweden. Everywhere, South America, the islands. And I'm telling you, a lot of brothers and sisters be wishing they could find somebody who is spiritual and they can relate to spiritually. So with that in mind, after I kept hearing about it, I said, you know what? I called up the guy who helped me build my website. And for anybody who's looking to get their own website and got an idea, I got the plug. I got a brother, he's incredible. He built my whole New Life Tools website. He built my relationship website, and he works with spiritual people. So he'll give you a deal. He'll work with you, right? He gonna do it for free, but he'll get anybody a good deal, especially if you got some good stuff going on. His website is his email is www.veemzllc.com, veems.com, veemsllc.com, and y'all can also find his a link to his website on my New Life Tools website. And the brother, I told him what I wanted. I told him what I wanted to do, and I think within a day or two, he had the whole thing built for me. So with that, we got hundreds of people already signed up. They on there. You know how I get with people acting crazy sometimes. We got to kick a few people out because they were stalking people and saying crazy stuff, But overall, it's been a very positive vibe. And we do have a app out now on for Android. And you will have to literally put in NULYFE tools to find it, because some people put in New Life LIFE, and I'm like, no, LYFE. So you go on the App Store on Android. It's in there. We're still working on the Apple one, but the one for Android is done, and it works better on the app if you get it. So that's something I've been slowly pushing. The website can be a little bit stressful sometimes, but I'm so grateful to watch and the people interact and talk, and people come together and everything like that, because that's what I built it for. A spiritual community, having a place where they can meet like-minded people as a friend or for a relationship, right? So that's what it is, family. And the website is www.newlovelife.com. And we still pushing it, we still building it, hoping to get it to thousands of people soon. And but people have been coming on from all over the world, and it's been great so far. So if y'all want to check it out, meet somebody like-minded, we got a whole list you can put in, whether you're a witch or you a sorcerer or whatever you are. You can let first people know who you are. You know what I mean? And whatever you get down with, you can get on there and get it. We got every race on there, every sexual preference, every walk of life, whatever people want, it's people on there, and they all meeting. So it's a good site, and I'm grateful that the Spirit led me to do that.
You got the vegans on there and everything.
Everything. The vegans on there, right? The vegans. I even snuck and saw a few Christians on there. I ain't gonna say nothing though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people I knew was Christian. I ain't gonna say nothing though.
Right.
So it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good though. We're just trying to spread the love and bring more spiritual babies down here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is an important aspect, especially my queen. She can speak to that a million. But this soul family thing, right? This chaos family, the tribe, all of us, right? Coming together and building. Like me and Yosef, we talk, man, we build and we get some understanding, you feel me? And and we can go in depth on things, right? I can't go in depth with my cousin. I can't go in depth with, my childhood friend like that, like I could with Yosef, you feel me? Like I could with my queen and the whole soul family. Y'all already know who y'all are. So I think these relationships that we're building and forming is so vital and important because we can consistently share information with each other and build and grow and grow. And now we just all of us just stronger and throater than ever. Not like, man, look, you seen that the guy Zoe and Corey, man. That shit right there. When you see stuff like that, you be like, oh wow, this nigga Corey Holcomb been a snake. He been using my bro Zoe for the longest. Gracious.
Well, it's not even that. It's just the ego can be so strong in that fear of really acknowledging who you are and who you've been through your experiences. That's what I see with that. Let me also throw in this plug right here because Yosef, I can totally see myself being a moderator on the New Life, New Love Life website, facilitating some good conversation, asking the right questions. And I also want people to, yes, you hear me clearly, right? Because right when you was talking about it, I was like, that is such a great creation. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for creating that. But what I also want people to understand is that it's not, even within your spirituality and within your relationships, it's like there is like no end goal because you're always growing, you're always learning, right? So you really don't, it's good to get to relate to people who understand, your path, your walk of life, but that path is going to continue unfolding. You're going to continue to grow. You're going to continue to expand. And yes, you definitely want to do that with someone who understands, right? And who gets it, who's on the same vibration, or like the Bible would say, equally yoked. So that's so awesome that you created that, Yosef. I love it, love it, love it. But people understand you're always going to be learning and growing within your relationship. So just because you manifest a partner, it doesn't mean that your work is done, you got it, they get you. Like, no, you're going to look at that person and be like, damn, you showing me some shit about myself that I need to deal with. They're going to trigger you.
That's right. and you know what? It's funny because in this world, you have a positive soulmate and you have a negative soulmate. And, twin flames are something totally different. Just from my, because some people have different ideas about twin flames, but from what I understand, twin flames are something totally different. But soulmates, you have a positive one and a negative one. And sometimes your negative soulmate will have everything going on, right? But they will only come into your life to teach you a lesson about love and about relationships. And they won't challenge you as much. They'll only make you suffer. But they'll look like they got the whole package, right? Your positive soulmate will come into your life and they will challenge you to grow and be better. And you may not always like what they're saying. You know what I mean? You may not always like what they're saying, but they will constantly challenge you. You know what I mean? And yes, absolutely. You are 100% right, sis, because relationships are all about growth. And as much as people look at my marriage and say, man, y'all got I said, look, me and the wife don't bump heads. We don't argue. You know what I'm saying? We don't call each other all kind of things. And when we were young, been married for 15 years now, 14 years, something like that. So, we done been through it all to get to where we are today. So, you might meet a person who been together 6 months and say, oh, it's perfect. He's perfect and she's perfect. No, y'all got no clue. Y'all got no clue.
No clue.
Right. Let it grow and understand that arguments and stuff is healthy and it's good for relationships. So y'all can know how to relate. Me and the wife, we went from we argue, we have moments we argue, but today we've grown to the point where it becomes a very strong disagreement. We'll just disagree, and then later on we come back and talk about it. But no relationship is perfect because you got two imperfect people trying to make something work. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
love is the key. When you have love, it's that bond and that powerful energy that transforms. That's the energy that transforms and kind of gives the picture of perfection. Love.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
so,
to add to what you're saying, it's you're imperfect in your humanity, but perfect in your soul, in your existence,
absolutely.
in that God within. And so the imperfection of your humanity is based off all the trauma, all the bullshit that you done experience that has caused you to think, feel, believe, and even act in a certain way. And that's what we're talking about. So you manifest a certain partner, like BroYosef said, it can be a positive one or a negative one, but regardless, you manifest a certain person who is going to highlight or shine light on those dark shadow sides of yourself that need to be transmuted. And you know you have something powerful when you can hold space for one another to actually do your work. Like I may pull out the best in Dream, and I can also pull out the worst in Dream, right? But we love each other enough. I love him enough, and this is what you want to manifest, to actually sit with him and walk with him through his healing process as he walks with me through my healing process.
Absolutely.
And what you will discover, which is so dope, like Dream and I have been talking about this over the past couple of weeks, is that your traumas and your greatness, they all kind of intermingle with each other, right? Like something that Dream and I have been learning within our relationship is how to create a healthy balance between giving and receiving love. And that's based off of our childhood experiences. So I'm learning how to receive love with balance, and he's learning how to give love with balance. And it's deeper than that. Like I'm just telling you the surface level of it. The point that I'm making is that within your relationships, you're going to be figuring each other out, right? And helping each other to heal. And that's just what it's about. And so it's not always going to be peaches and cream. But like Yosef just said, those disagreements, those arguments are opportunities, right? It's not the end of the world. It's an opportunity if you can see it that way and use it for what it's supposed to be teaching you.
Man, me and the Queen got in a disagreement argument the other day.
I know you died.
We got in an argument, man, and we at the end of that argument, we looked up because it was something real small. We looked up and said, "God damn retrograde, got our motherfucking ass again." Now we just started laughing about it and just so yeah, man. Hey, that's what it is, family.
Yeah. And let me say this too, like I'll say this real quick, even with growth, like I'll be honest, from the beginning, you know, me and my wife, we knew each other all our life from babies. That's just anybody who know me know that's the truth. Like I knew my wife all my life, you understand? And I, you know, I always thought she was cute, but I never talked to her. When we started talking and dating, you know, there were some flaws that she had, and there was a lot of flaws that I had, you know? And, you know, for me, I come from a family where my wife, my mom was a cooker. She cooks. And for a long time, my wife didn't know how to cook, right? And that would bother me, you know what I'm saying? I say, come home like, God damn it, ain't nothing in it, you know, nothing on the stove, nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm young, I don't know how to control my emotions yet, right? We was angry, right? And we learned she loved me enough. And that's where the transformation comes in. She loved me enough to say, well, let me try to change, right? And back then, you know, when I used to work, I used to hop from job to job, and that didn't make her feel stable, right? And I didn't care. Like, I go to this job, go to that job, I can do this, I could do that, right? So when I finally locked down, say, okay, I'm gonna be a man and I'm gonna focus on this job and I'm gonna work here. Things started to change when we started to respect each other's, look at each other's flaws and say, we're gonna transform those things. And now my wife today, listen, I keep telling her, you need to write a book for cooking, because she is the best cook in the world. You understand? And this is how we've come. So people only look at, a lot of times they look at what's going on now. And I'm like, man, y'all have no clue what the hell we had to go through to get to this level. But it all comes back to love. With love, can't fail. Can't fail, fam.
The mirroring effect, man. That's all it is. You just bouncing all of these ideas, all of these energies, all of these thoughts off of each other. And you're just seeing your reflection of what's going on with you now. So that's especially with your kids, but especially with your mate. you have to really look at them and say, okay, wait a minute. Is there some insecurity that I'm feeling? That's why I'm looking at my mate in a certain way, or is there something that I have to be able inside of me that I have to be able to say, yeah, this is it. This is what I'm riding with. You feel me? So that's powerful. And,
That's dope.
And yeah, that and what you just said, Yosef, is powerful in the space of, you was trusting the process, right? Y'all two together knew that it was a process. Relationships are a process. It's not no, quick fix thing and everybody's gonna be happy. You're working or walking in this process to heal the wounded childs in each other. You feel me? Because we had so many dysfunctionalities in our being from, this childhood traumas and stuff that now as we're walking together in this thing, we're saying, okay, well, we're going to deal with each other's shit together.
Yep.
You feel
That's
me?
Exactly. That's exactly.
Right.
And Yosef, go ahead, Yosef.
I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead, sis.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I was about to make a joke.
Real quick. It's crazy because the biggest struggle I went through in my relationship was leaving the church. And when I left the church, my wife was still in. So we was on the verge of divorce. You know what I mean? And she couldn't relate to me learning, but she saw the change. She's like, something different about this Negro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, and I don't understand it. So I'm talking about to the point where people from our church was actually, even my pastor's wife, God bless her soul, she passed away, but she even told my wife, don't let your husband drag you to hell and all this crazy stuff.
My God.
So now this is a woman I looked at this woman like a grandmother. So when my wife came home and said it, I was broken. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to go spiritually. So when my wife finally made a transition in 2011 and said, okay, I'm gonna go with you on a spiritual path. And I knew, even though I didn't know if I was right or wrong fully in the spiritual path, I said, man, the fact that if I am wrong, this woman will go to hell for me.
That's it.
I was done. I was like, I'll do anything for her. Because she chose to follow me. You know what I'm saying? So but trusting the process, trusting that everything was going to work out, and it did.
Yeah.
So I'll go back to that.
That's so beautiful, because and that's why your relationship site is so dope, because everybody's manifestation of relationship is different. Like Dream and I was really, treading this path together, discovering new shit together. Oh, this is ancestor worship. Oh, this is meditation. Like we did all of it, the unfoldment of it together. So when you think about who you've been, who you've become, and who are you becoming, I'm just like, I'm forever great. I will always love Dream Wise. Always. Like I feel the emotion coming up in me just to even think about how in this relationship, I have come to know who I truly, truly am. You cannot, you can't, it doesn't even, you can't even come up with words for it.
Yeah, I know. I'm the shit.
And then he's doing all of that talking, but it's literally a mutual thing. It's that reflection, it's that patience, it's that understanding, it's that, okay, you're changing, you're becoming somebody else. Okay, I'm gonna grow with you. And not all the time is the process, are we on the same timeline with it? I'm gonna tell y'all the straight up truth. I brought Dream into meditation.
Okay.
That's the facts, okay? I was meditating daily, every day. And I was like, come on, why don't you try meditation? He was like, man, I don't know about that. That's kind of different. He started meditating and took off. And he started meditating more than me and still meditates more than me right now. And I taught him about it. You know what I mean?
About it, but you sparked you sparked it into me to where I had to really sit with myself. Because, I was on that Black empowerment shit and all that.
Oh, man.
Stuff
Boy, was I there.
And
that Tariq Nasheed and
right. Even when I was hearing Bobby, I wasn't hearing him. You know what I'm saying? Because I still thought Bobby was still talking about, you know, that black stuff and proud and all of this stuff. So yeah, man, there's a point where you have to shift and you have to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just do the work. I'm tired of listening to this shit. Let me just go ahead and do it.
Right. Facts.
Yep.
Facts.
That's it.
And even with Yosef and what we was talking about offline, man, I'm telling you, they get your advanced mudra class. If you these motherfuckers ain't doing that, say,
and that's something you can do at any time of the day. You sitting on the couch watching TV, you at work, whatever.
I mean, you really just don't care. You really just like, nah, man, fuck that spirit shit, man. I just like hearing, screaming, off and shit. Fuck it.
Right.
And
I sit on the couch to watch a movie and just be like this the whole time on the couch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how it is, you know? Yeah.
But you know, y'all, that's really an unconscious thing that people don't even realize and recognize that they have to shed light on, right? Because there's a difference between learning something and living something. There's a difference between that. There's a difference between receiving knowledge and becoming that knowledge and becoming that wisdom. And what I'm so grateful for me in my life and for Dream is that we literally we live it. Like we literally practice this stuff. It's not something that we just talk about. And I think that's what's going to set you apart from, you know, just living, just surviving to literally thriving and really understanding your spirituality. Like Bobby Hemming said, it's not our information, it's your information. But the way that it becomes your information is by you doing it, by you using it, by you having experience with it. You know what I mean? Like Yosef, before you, I want to say it had to be like a year ago or something like that. I had started working with mudras myself. And then you posted a video on mudras and you said a book and I bought the book and I just started dealing with it and working with it and was just, I became that information, right? The information, I became one with that information because I started doing it and using it. So for the people who are wondering, okay, why am I not seeing this transformation? Why is the relationships not manifesting? Why is the business not growing? Why is all of these things? Is because you literally have to start doing and walking and living in it instead of just listening to it. The listening is good because on the subconscious level, you are receiving information that is being encoded within you. But when you start doing the mudras, when you start saying the affirmations, when you start meditating, when you start, implementing this stuff, you actually get your conscious mind, your ego on board. You have proof of it.
That's right.
And that's the key. You gotta prove yourself right. Right? You gotta say, yes, this is actually working. And you get that by doing it, not just by hearing it. Right? You gotta get your successes up, I should say. Okay, that's important. And even when the stuff don't manifest the way you thought it was going to, you still can see the blessing in it.
Absolutely. And sometimes you got to know the difference when a person is giving information, when they're giving knowledge, and when they're giving wisdom. A person that's giving information is just, they're giving all information based off of something they read, but they haven't done the work yet. A person that's giving knowledge is a person that already know how to do something, like my advanced mudra class, and say, I know how to do this, and I'm giving y'all the know-how, so y'all can know how to do this. And then a person that's got wisdom, you know, they know how to use the knowledge for their good. So you take what you know and you use it to transform your life. You know, that's what it is. Listen, there's a mudra in there I give to call on a demonic force that fights other demons. Okay. I give you the mudra, the name of this entity. Look, my daughter's 5 years old. When she tells me it's a monster, she got a monster or a bad dream, I give her the mudra. You understand? I tell her to use it. This is a 5-year-old child. So if a 5-year-old can do it, you know what I'm saying? And that's the practice I got her doing right now, learning how to do mudras besides ancestor work, learning how to do these mudras to transform herself. I recommend it when a child's young, yoga or some type of mudras to really start working on their spiritual energy. And, you know, I get her into that to train. So if a child can do it, we all got to do the work. We all just got to do the work and watch the transformation happen. Trust the process and let the energy transform you.
Yep. And you got to watch the subtleties of the ego. You got to watch the subtleties of the ego. I'm telling you, let me tell you from my own experience right now. So I had told myself I was going to do 30 days of yoga. And I was doing it. I was on a roll. I was like on day 10, I'm getting it in. I'm going hard. And last week, things just started coming up. I just felt more tired. I was doing it at 5:30 in the morning, Yosef. I just felt more tired. I felt more busy. I just felt like it was so hard for me to get out of that bed and do the yoga. Even though I still was finding out different ways to get it in. But my mind was just like, girl, you need this extra 30 minutes of sleep. You got so much other stuff going on. And listen, let me tell you, the ego is subtle. Right? Because I was still accomplishing a whole bunch of other things that I needed to do. I was still in my creative bag. I was still producing. I was still doing all the things that are totally necessary to my life. But I had set a goal as to what I wanted to do. And my ego was so subtly inhibiting me from doing that by making up all of these different reasons and excuses as to why it was difficult for me to do it. And so just last night, I told myself, no more bullshit. I had to get my ego in line. I had to say, stop. We can do this. Even though I'm a little bit sleepy, I can still get up and do what I said that I was going to do. And so when you experience that kind of contrast, when you experience that kind of internal battle between what you know you want to do, what you know you need to do, what you know you're supposed to be doing, with that part of you that's like, nah, do it tomorrow, do it later. That internal balance, when you start to have that, that's a sign from spirit, your higher self, that lets you know, okay, completing this mission is going to send you to a whole nother level. If there was no internal battle, then it's like, yeah, okay, it may have some sort of effect on you. Same thing with fasting, right? When you get that internal battle between doing what you know you're supposed to do and staying content or staying the same, that's when you know you have to push through, because there's going to be something greater, something more amazing, something transformational on the other side of that challenge. Okay. But you got to be able to pay attention to the subtleties of your ego, because it's so freaking subtle, y'all. I cannot even, I've tried to really get you to understand how subtle it is. It almost, it's normal. The subtlety of the ego makes you feel like whatever you are experiencing right now is the normalcy. No, that's what you always do. That's who you are. No, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Go. No, it's cool. You usually sleep till 6:30 anyways. That's how subtle the ego can be. And that's what you have to fight through and overcome, right? Set versus Horus or Heru, whatever you want to say, but it's that subtle energy that you really have to break through so that you can get to the next level in whatever you want to get to the next level in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of levels, right? Let's talk about the level of
11-11.
Yeah, 11-11. I just caught that too.
Ashe.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the unseen world, Yosef. Man, astral traveling, right?
Yes.
Lucid dreaming, all of it, right? This is where the real spiritualists get down. You feel me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
This is where the real party starts. Once you get into your bag, once you get into your understanding your emotions and all this other stuff. Now there's a level of, okay, let me see what I can see, right? Tell the family a little bit about ways you started to manipulate astral traveling, or just to, you know, walk into astral traveling a little bit better?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, you know, it started all with taking certain supplements and doing certain meditations. I even gave away to one of these meditations that really helped me, believe it or not. I don't use it as much anymore, but when I first started, I did. I noticed how powerful it was. And I think the website was called The Joy of Satan, The Joy of Satan. And this one, I was on my left path shit, real heavy, right? And I remember I tried this one technique in there, and I gave the technique away in one of my videos in the past, and it really helped push the energy, helped me learn how to put energy in my third eye. So for me, I was doing meditations, but I was also taking trace mineral drops. And man, them trace mineral drops, I remember I started feeling the effects of them to the point where they were so good. My wife wear glasses, her eyes started to get better. Like they started to change. She had to get a new prescription, you know? And I noticed that my dreams was getting more intense because those trace mineral drops was feeding my third eye. Now the Harataki that I talk about all the time, that came later. But Harataki is another good one that in time will clean your system out and then eventually awaken your third eye. I mean, even gurus around the planet talk about Harataki. But I would recommend for the family to start doing third eye meditations and getting onto the trace mineral drops. It doesn't matter what the brand you get the trace mineral drops. You only got to put 1 or 2 drops in a glass of water, 8-ounce glass of water. And for a whole gallon of water, you can put like 20 drops in there. You know, because this stuff is very salty when you start taking it. But I noticed that from doing the meditation, taking those drops, it started to open my pineal gland even more, to the point where I was having all these deep experiences, but I wasn't able to fully control it yet, right? And I couldn't stay in these moments for too long. So I kept pushing harder. I started doing mudras, start hearing about mudras, started doing certain mudras for the third eye. So I started doing third eye, third eye, third eye. You know, I remember years ago, I even heard Brother Panic say something about putting a crystal on your forehead with a bandana. Man, my wife would tell you, I used to go to sleep with pentagrams and symbols and crystals around I used to go to sleep with all kind of stuff and have all kind of experiences. But one thing I've learned is that really put me into that vibe quickly to have a really incredible experience is when I started putting crop circles under my pillow, right? And I kind of talked about this before. I was telling the family, I said, go get y'all a crop circle that speaks to you. It's speaking to you for a reason, and put it under your pillow. And watch what happens. I just had a conversation with a girl yesterday who told me about that. She met aliens and all kind of stuff the first night she did it. And I've also had people tell me negative experiences they had, right? But whatever experience you have is for you. It's for you. Yeah. So you need to take that in. And that is a very powerful way to tap directly into a certain type of energy. Even if it's not a crop circle, you could take a symbol and put it under your pillow and see what type of dreams you have. Because the sacred geometry of these symbols goes into your subconscious mind while you're sleeping and transforms your dreams. Yeah. Now, as far as me controlling my dreams, it started to happen more the more work I did. I just started noticing I can stay in the dream longer and I can experience things longer in a dream. So we really talking about consciousness here. The more expanded and more powerful my consciousness became, the more power I had in the spirit world, the more awakened I became. And one of the best things that did that, family, on top of the Harataki and the trace mineral drops, is y'all need to sun gaze. When I started adding sun gazing and absorbing sunlight to my practices, or even candles, gazing at a candle. When I started doing that, it took my consciousness to a whole nother level, to the point where at least 2 nights a week, I'm lucid dreaming, to the point where I can go do whatever I want. And I feel like I'm up there for hours and I won't even sleep for 2 or 3 hours sometimes, right? I wake up like, oh, okay, I'm back. Let me go back in. That's how it is. And then sometimes I can't control it. My body just leaves and I'm in the physical world sometimes. I do an astral projection experience, or sometimes it's an actual travel, lucid. So sun gazing, family, or candle gazing is what really took my spiritual energy to a whole nother level, to the point now where I can go in the spirit world, I can ask questions, I can talk to entities, I can do all kind of things. And it's a really incredible experience. I want everybody to experience that. So add sun gazing and candle gazing to your practices and watch your whole consciousness transform.
Yeah, that's good, Yosef, because that's what the power it lies in, is the work, like continually doing the work, just like we talked about with the trust in the process. It's the same notion. Like when you do these meditation techniques, that's why I'm so heavy on the meditations where you're literally taking yourself out of your body, right? These out of body experiences and practicing and practicing and practicing. At first, you're gonna feel like, man, what the hell? You know, the ego gonna get away, da 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 da. But just like Joseph say, take things to help, you know, manipulate that focus and 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 do everything. That's the best way.
Let me say this real quick, brother, if you don't mind. I'm gonna keep it real about something else I've been trying recently. After years and years, I recently tried it, and I noticed that when I take it, like so if I meditate within 5 minutes, I can actually start seeing pictures. I'll be gone, bro. Like I can start seeing, I just be in random places, right? So I started taking CBD, right? I started taking CBD, and sometimes I'll smoke the CBD, right? And this is especially this one called White Fire, indica. Oh my God. Listen, and I don't smoke weed or nothing, right? But when I had that leg injury, I almost died last year. It's crazy. Last year was the worst year of my life and the best year at the same time, right? But when I had that leg injury, they kept trying to give me Oxycontins, and I'm like, I'm not taking none of that stuff. So the spirit said, go get this CBD. And at first I tried hemp and it wasn't really working. I found out hemp wasn't a pure CBD. So I started taking the CBD and look, the pain was gone and it helped heal. And so I kept taking. I noticed when I didn't have no pain and I take it, I'm in an extremely calm, relaxed state to the point where if I do meditate, I'm gone. I'm gone. And I love it because it really helps put me in a meditative state without feeling high. All you do is feel extremely relaxed. So I would recommend anybody who struggles with anxiety or they need help just calming down, get you some white indica, CBD. You know what I'm saying? It's called White Fire. Try some of that. It will calm you down and have you in a relaxed state all day.
Yeah, because that's
I want some of that.
That's really the power in it. It is to get into this relaxed state and to get into your bag, because a lot of times, you know, we bring the worries of the day into our meditation and that can fuck us up. And you know, you got a limited amount of time, you thinking about the kids and all this other stuff and interrupting you or whatever. So now you definitely want to get into that. What you call it again, Yosef? Because that's
it's a CBD called White Indica. It's a White Fire called White Fire.
White Fire, okay.
White Fire CBD, and this stuff is incredible, man. And it just, I don't, like I said, I don't smoke marijuana. You know, I never been high. I don't smoke weed, and people always, for some reason, people always acting like, well, do you smoke weed, brother Yosef? No, but I do smoke. I do rarely smoke it, but I'll take it under my tongue because it goes into your blood system quicker too. Just a few drops under your tongue, or you can smoke the oil. You can smoke the oil. And man, when it gets into your system, you just get this covering of relaxation, and you always in a meditative state. It's dope. It's real good stuff.
I think it's so good for people to feel that though, because when you do feel that intense relaxation, for me, it feels like, wow, you're really in the communion with spirit. It's really like, you know how we see these Buddhist monks and they always just seem so chill and so non-reactive. That relaxation will do it. And I don't really smoke weed like that either, but if I hit it a little bit and get that oneness, man, them thoughts, you can hear them clearly and you can start to identify what thoughts are actually disabling you from getting to where you got to go and what thoughts are actually helping you to get to where you got to go. Because it's always just like another layer to what's really going on. We're multi-dimensional beings. So just because you have this one thought, that's like the top layer, that one thought that you're fully conscious and aware of, it's a whole nother layer of something going on underneath there, a whole nother meaning, a whole nother belief, a whole nother manifestation. And you got to get beyond that. You got to get under it. And so sometimes you can use the CBD, you know, to help you to get there, to help you to relax enough, to be okay enough with whatever it is that you're thinking, so that you can really understand what you need to transform. I was recognizing this same thing just the other day. So I'm at home by myself, and we got a little trees, some good quality stuff. And I just hit the pipe one time. And I did that because for me, it is a tool for me to get down to that other layer, right? Because we can be conscious about stuff, we know, but if there's, like I said, there's just another layer that you have to peel back. And so I was trying to recognize and understand how I can give of myself too much and how I needed to pull that energy back in. So as I'm at home by myself, doing me, really spending time by myself, I found myself wanting to call people, wanting to call a friend and say, hey, what you doing? Wanting to call someone who we were doing business with. And I'm like, why do I want to call these people? I have nothing to give to them. But I had to do that because what I was recognizing, understanding was how I have a habit of giving. And right now my spirit is like, no, it's time for you to be okay with self and give to yourself. But hitting that pipe a little bit helped me to recognize the subtleties of me giving. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, at first I was like, I was totally in my natural state. I was recognizing it, but I wasn't realizing the extent of how far it goes. And it's so dope because I even recognized a whole nother layer. So you got to use these things as tools. So I'm grateful to you, Yosef, for coming on and talking about the CBD, because these things are tools. And if you find yourself abusing it, then you're really not getting what it was intended for you to get from it anyways, right? When we think about ancient times and them using these tools, right? Supposed to help you to just peel back the layer a little bit. And then once you peel it back, now it's up to you to do what you got to do with that information. So of course, with me in that day, when I recognized that, I'm like, I ain't calling nobody. I don't want nobody to call me. I'm about to go totally against the grain of what my shadow side, my trauma, what it wants me to do, right? I'm going to go totally opposite of that. So even when I was talking to Dream on the phone, I was a little bit like, trying to get him off the phone quickly, because I'm like, I need to just be by myself, doing what I want to do, communing with myself, right? So you got to use these things as tools so you can get down to a whole nother layer of what's really going on within you, spiritually, mentally, emotionally.
Let me tell y'all, these tools will help you relax. So
gotta relax.
Talking about getting into that astral world, you have to be in a relaxed state, because there's, you frustrated and worried, or you can bring some real hectic stuff into that thing. Ain't that right, Yosef? You feel me?
That's right. That's right. And let me say this too, brother, right? My teacher, Imam, God bless his soul, one of the wisest men I ever knew in my life. Imam would stay high. You understand? All Imam did was smoke weed all day and read books, because he swore that the marijuana took him to his true self. That's what he always told me. And I was like, okay. He used to always say, every time I sat in front of him, he always tried to get me to smoke. He's like, yeah, man. So the sun, Yosef, you want to hit this? I'm like, no, I'm good. He said, you may not smoke this, but you're going to smoke one day. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay. And here I am smoking the CBD. And he's like, that's one thing I respect about Yosef. You're going to do what you want to do. And I said, that's how I am. But teach would always listen. He would hit the blunt and be like, did I ever tell you how the sun was created? And I'd be like, no, I'm all ears, And he would break down the most metaphysical and somehow mix it with history, with the Mayans or something like that. And I'd be like, man, that's the deepest stuff I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
Every day. But my man had to hit that. I'm telling you, he would be in front of, he was a shoemaker, so he was very busy all day. And whenever he hit that weed, he would literally calm down. He's breaking knowledge down while he's repairing the shoe. So yeah, use whatever tool you can to find yourself. You know what I mean? And let it work for you, whatever works, family.
Yeah, but you gotta definitely, and see, that's why know thyself is so important, because it's multi-layered. Of course, you have yourself, your divine self, your perfect self, that divine mind that is unbothered by none of the human shit. And then you got your humanity, your ego, you got the you got the I, you got that part of yourself. And so you have to really be able to distinguish both of them, because your ego self is that part of you that can become addicted to something and really think, no, I'm good, I don't need it, I just smoke because it's good, I like the way it makes me feel, I don't need it though, right? So you have to be able to recognize the communication. You got to know what your divine higher self actually sounds like and what your ego sounds like. You have to understand that that your ego and that part of you can have many voices. It don't just sound like one voice. It has many voices because you've had many experiences that have caused you to think, feel, and act a certain way. So your ego will sound different based off of what experience you are in. Okay. Right. And so it's so important to recognize that, so that you are using these tools and these tools aren't using you.
Right.
But let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think, Dream and Yosef, do y'all think that everybody is equipped to astral travel and to astral project? And I ask that because for me, I'm a dreamer. Like, and when I say that, I mean, I dream every night, remember them every night. I will have dream after dream after dream after dream after dream. I can lucid. I can just tap in with sleep. I mean, like, I'm good with sleep. But you know, there are a lot of people who just be like, nah, I just can't break through. Do you think that it is for everyone, or do all of us have something that we can vibe with, and some people have things that they just can't?
Well, I think you definitely, there's no way in the world. I mean, your spiritual, no, I'm not going to say that, but everything is the dreams and the fourth dimension and all of that. Yeah, that's
the realms.
You know, that's where we want to play at. You feel me? So I don't know, really. You know, some people might have a purpose to just heal, or you do the emotional work down here for their. Yeah, I can dig that. But then there's another layer, because everybody dreams. You always dream. You always go to the astral realms. So now it's just, you know, it's just you being conscious and you being a participant in this game. You feel me?
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny because you know, like they say, the astral plane is a magician's playground. And it's so true, because I like I said in my video recently, I did a video called "The Reason Why You Were Born," and I tell people, you already perfect, you just don't remember.
Yeah.
So the truth is, a part of you already came from the astral world and already mastered it. You just trying to. So yes, I do believe everybody has that in them. It's about some people just got to work harder than others based on who they are and what they did, you know?
Yeah.
Like I said, when I was put out the Harataki video, there's one kid, boy, he's messaged me for like a good 2 months. It ain't working, brother Yosef. It don't work. It don't work. I said, look, man. And kind of find out that young boy was smoking cigarettes. And I said, bro, do what you do. I said, but you got a lot of blockages going on. So the Harataki is trying to clean you out and get you prepared to tap into your third eye. And within 2 months later, he hit me up and was like, oh man, I had an incredible dream experience. I said, that's what I'm talking about. So some people, because of their soul and how old their soul is and who they are, they just get it, right? I never got a lot of stuff in life, but when it comes to metaphysics, I just get it. Something in me. It has to do with my soul, my true self. Some people's souls are older. Some people got to work a little harder based on what they did in their past life and what they're doing in this life to get that thing, but you can get it. You can get it, you know. Some people don't have to go through the stresses and pain I went through in my spiritual walk. Some people do. It all depends on who you are. So everybody process is different, but I know that everybody can get to that astral level that they want. It's all about doing the work. Because I'm telling y'all, on certain nights, especially full moons, witches and shit, they be up there. I done had to fight a few. You know what I'm saying? They be taking, I'm telling you, they be taking people energy. I done seen them doing all kind of rituals and stuff. So like, prime example, like any real high level magician, if they're gonna hex somebody or do something to somebody, they're gonna go to the astral plane and get you. That's a fact. This is one girl, I heard her say something once. And I ain't gonna say her name or nothing, but I heard her say something. She said that this lady cut her and she was doing a ritual and the lady cut her in line. Right? And this lady is a real deal, right? Like I said, I ain't gonna say her name, but she's real deal, Holyfield, right? And the lady cut her in line and messed up her whole ritual, right? A 7-day ritual. She had to be the 7th person in line at the bank to get this ritual done. Lady cussed her out, bitch, and I'm gonna do this and I'm cutting you and all. And the lady like, so that night, this lady put her child to sleep, astral projected to this lady house, and started choking her in her sleep. You understand? Start trying to attack her with her astral form in her sleep. And at the last moment, she came to and said, I'm gonna let this lady go. I'm gonna let her live. About 3 months later, in the bank again, when she saw her, this black woman's face turned white, was scared to death because she remembered, right? So when you get your astral game on a high level, that's exactly the level people can be on. So yes, the astral plane is the playground for the magician when they really master that. And we all got the ability to master that.
Yeah.
All of us, yes.
It's just
go ahead, babe.
No, it's the same thing with like athletes, right? Like you have people like me who are probably who naturally athletic. I naturally can jump high, naturally strong. I just can do it. And you got other people who are not naturally strong and they got to hit the gym. They got to work on their box jumps. They got to work on their calf raises. You know what I mean? In order for them to get to that point. So yeah, that makes sense, y'all. So if you're having a hard time with astral projection, first of all,
all of that, you are working on, you're exercising these muscles. That's what
that's it.
Meditation,
exercise those muscles,
and take all the stuff that Brother Yosef been talking about. I think I got a link to that Harataki in the description, family, if y'all need that. But all of this things, right, is what we're saying when we're talking about walking the path and just trusting the process and trusting that all of it's going to work its way out, and not being in a space of, where and worry and fear, right? What Yosef say? Be a warrior,
not a warrior.
Right. Be a warrior. You said warrior, not a warrior. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Makai Kondo.
Man, listen.
And man, it just came to me. Shout out to Masterly. Shit. Damn.
Shout out to Matthew Foolish. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Shout out to the guy, man. But yeah, we just want to share this information with y'all. Man, much love to my brother Yosef for coming on and dropping these gems. Yosef, leave everybody with anything that we need to understand in these times.
Yes, absolutely. And the number one thing I think that people need to really get on to next is and understand is the nationality. That's going to be a very big thing as we move forward in the world today. As people know, Joe Biden just came out and said he wants to meet with a bunch of tribal people. Anybody is open to meet with his team if you're considered tribal, and tell him like what you want, what you expect from the government over the next few years. So things are turning around for people who have already made the claim to be indigenous. And that's something that me and my team is working on. We're going to come out with something in the future where we're going to teach people how to get their indigenous identity. We're not going to go through this, what they call the process of status correction. We're talking about teaching people how to get an identity. So we're going to help you get your identity. We're going to help you get an indigenous ID card, all that stuff. I'm just preparing that as we speak, but that's going to be the thing of the day, because you're going to need to protect your family because you're not Black. And I know y'all heard me say this many times, you're not Black, you are something else. That's not, you don't have a nation behind that. So Black is a colored term in law, where if you go to court talking about you Black, you automatically put yourself in United States jurisdiction. But when you have made a statement to the world, which you put on a county record, which is how you talk to the world, because the county is the seat of the republic. So any living person talks to the county, and then the county spreads your stuff around the rest of the United States. So when you go to the county, you make a certain claim that you're not Black anymore, an African American, you are indigenous or whatever you will claim to be. The whole game changes for you every time you got to go to court, because the rules are different now. They got to change the rules. Everything applies to you differently now. And that's the thing of the game in 2021. I really want to push that for people. And I know we got Moors out there. We got other different people who have really pushed it. Shout out to all of them. But I have my own process and different ways I do things dealing with nationality. And that's what it's about at the end of the day, just having a nationality. So that's why I want to push to the family. That's what's coming. I think people need to really study that. And like I said, get y'all Black's Law Dictionary. This is the abridged 6th edition. You guys want to get you a Black's Law Dictionary, and they'll tell you right in there, black is a minority. A minority is a child. So every time you say you black, you're nothing but a child when you go to court. So now you need a third party. You need a lawyer to speak for you because you don't know how to speak for yourself. But when you study,
Yosef, Super Bowl this year is the Chiefs versus the Pirates.
Wow, look at that.
So now we in alignment with, what I'm saying, with the Moors and the Chiefs. And so
there you go. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is the thing of the day. So nationality is going to be the thing of the day. I can promise y'all that. You got to get a nationality because they're taking away privacy, which meaning that they're going to take away your ability to even call yourself indigenous or anything else, unless you've made a claim to the world already about who you are. I'm not black. I'm not this. Not a rules can apply. So if your name is John Johnson and you go to the court and say, we're looking for John Johnson, but you've already made a claim that your tribe or your indigenous person owns John Johnson. Now, when you walk into court, you're saying that I'm the authorized representative of John Johnson. I have a legal right to be here to speak on his behalf. And now you coming from now the court is like, oh shit, we got to change the game. He's dealing with us differently. That's all I'm saying. So having an identity as an indigenous person as we move forward will be important. And according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, everybody has a right to a nationality. You just got to claim it. We got to claim it because we never called ourselves black or African-American. That's what they gave us, family. So I just want to tell people that. Get yourself out of that mindset and get deeper into studying law and studying nationality.
Facts, especially with the perpetrating of the mind control, and they keep on pushing this whole Black Lives Matter, black, everything. But you see what I'm saying? They're gonna really make you feel like they talking about you. Yeah, I did a whole video on that, man. That's fire, Yosef. That's good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's good. That's good, man. And I can't. And you said you doing something with that, Yosef. Go a little bit further if you can, if you want to. For the
yeah. So I don't want to say too much right now because me and my team, we building it as we speak, and we putting everything in the correct, doing everything in the correct way. But I would say by the springtime, we should be hitting the scene with it. And I will be traveling for lectures and stuff. People are calling me out for lectures this year. So y'all will see BroYosef traveling. I'll be coming to a city near you soon. And once that starts to happen, we will be implementing that also at the lectures and just telling people how they can get a nationality and how to be indigenous and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing, family. We're going to be me and my team. We're going to be building a business where we're going to help people claim their nationality in so many words. We're not doing the what I said earlier, the whole process of becoming a secure party creditor and stuff like that. We're simply giving tools to claim your identity. To claim your identity. The secure party creditor stuff will come later. We're trying to help people to at least first of all claim an identity so you can stand up, because there's no sense of teaching you how to be a secure party creditor, which does go into nationality. They're two separate things, but you can line them up as the same thing. They're kind of almost the same thing. They're two separate things, but they're kind of almost the same thing. And they do go hand in hand, because if you're studying secure party creditor, you're studying how to protect yourself legally. That's really what that's about. So a lot of people don't know law. They haven't studied law. So the best thing we can do for them is teach them how to claim an identity and not do status correction. We'll do status correction later. It will be more about claiming an identity and how to put that on a record. And you could be a Moor. There's nothing wrong with being a Moor. Nothing wrong with being a Moor. I'm just saying I do things differently, right? And shout out to the Moors. I have no problem with that. They do the thing right too. Now you do have these so-called sovereign citizens, which are out here making everybody look bad, especially the Moors. They're making the Moors look really bad. And Moor science is, they started all this shit. I'm just gonna keep it real, right? They started all this stuff. But a lot of people hear stuff on the internet, they get crazy and they just become, oh, I'm a Moor citizen. And next thing you know, they make it look bad for everybody. So we don't want that happening to the family. We want it to happen to the people. So we want to teach people how to actually have their paperwork right. And these people who get arrested calling themselves Moors, they don't got no paperwork. They just put on the feds and go outside and call themselves Moors. When you have to go through a whole paperwork procedure with the county, with the state, and actually get your stuff right. So that's what we want to do, is at least just help people claim a nationality and, you know, go back to what we were, which were the indigenous people. And by indigenous, I don't just mean America. We were indigenous in New Zealand. We were indigenous in Australia, Africa, South America goes back to the Olmecs. Everywhere you name, we was indigenous. That's what we want to go back to.
Man, if y'all don't know, my bro guy, BroYosef. Hey, first off, if you ain't following him, go subscribe to my bro guy, BroYosef, because he brings a whole nother level to the game every time, every video he does. And this is what we need. And he's a very important person in my life personally, just for, you know, some of the things he gave me, and just as a friend and a bro, I can call him, man. It's just beautiful thing. So y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my nigga BroYosef, because he is got a plethora of stuff. And y'all listen, family, I ain't gonna play with you. Go get the advanced mudra class that Yosef did. That thing is off the chain. That's what we need, right? Shit, I'm in this bitch doing mudras right now and shit.
And can I say something real quick about the mudra class?
Yeah.
So when we first started the class, I was running out of server space on my website. So when you buy the class, family, you're supposed to get the downloadable link, but Mercury retrograde stuff happens. So if you don't have the downloadable link, if it didn't get to you, just send me your receipt and I will send you the downloadable link so you can download the link, family. That way you guys can have access to the class, but that happens sometimes. Yeah. So don't think you ain't gonna get it. Just hit me up and you will have your stuff. Some people get theirs, some people don't, because what happens, it goes to the spam because it's the first time them dealing with us. So it goes to their spam and they don't see it. So just hit us up. We'll get it right to you, family.
Yeah, that's good. That's power. That's power. One more thing, Yosef. You watch American Gods?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, we didn't talk about that the other day on the phone. We got to dive into that later, man.
Yes, sir.
It came to me when you was talking about all this nationality stuff. I'm like, man, why we ain't talking about that American God show, man? Hey,
yeah,
me and Yosef be on the T. You know, we be watching things because we be seeing things with our third eye, our first eye, instead of these two eyes. Y'all know what it is, man. Hey, look, shout out to the whole Chaos family out there, man. We appreciate y'all coming on. This whole was fire, a classic, right? Go to the beginning if you didn't hear it, because Yosef was bringing a whole bunch of knowledge on the asset part of the game, right? That we need to understand and really need to dive into. Wait, let me ask you this one last thing, Yosef. What is tell us one crypto that's under the radar that we need to dive into? Oh, look, everybody go get that guap coin. Burn that thing up.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I would say one crypto that I think gonna really pop real soon is gonna be Tron. The Tron. So I would recommend y'all get into that Tron, because Tron is almost identical to Ethereum. Y'all see what Ethereum is doing. And that Tron, I think, is what, 3 cents right now, 2-3 cents? And they don't sell it on Coinbase. So y'all gonna have to go to other platforms to get it. But the Tron is, you know, what I think is really gonna pop off towards the end of 2021 and beyond. They're gonna start seeing some growth in that. So I'm rocking with the Tron too, y'all.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Go get the guap coin, man, because, you know, hey, we got a melanated sister that turned this thing up. So that guap coin, you know, it's a process to get through it, but go do it, man. Put you $100, $200 in that guap coin and wait 10 years, man. It go down.
And yeah, hey, y'all might even see a New Life Tools crypto. You know, you never know. We'll see. We'll see how things go in the future. You know what I mean? You never know what BroYosef gonna work on. That's how I am. I'm surprised, you know.
come out the woodwork with that, Yosef. That would be, man, hey.
Yes,
That's
sir.
for real. Babe, what you got?
Yeah, family, Patreon family, we are starting the Childlike Spirit Challenge tomorrow. I think something that I'm gaining every time we have a Sunday service. First of all, shout out to you, BroYosef, because you are our first guest that we've built with for 2021 on Sunday service. So shout out to you. We appreciate you. And yeah, just amazing. What I love the most is that I'm just inspired. I'm motivated to keep on going, to start back re-implementing my mudras and to really focus on this work, y'all. We got to be about that action.
Yeah, Yosef always inspire you. Every time I see his video pop up, I'll be like, damn, he's about to inspire my
I'm grateful. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it because I'll be honest, I wake up in the morning, Spirit said, talk about this. Sometimes some of my friends, they'll say a word and I say, damn, I got to talk about that, you know?
Right.
So lately the Spirit been on me because of the Mercury retrograde season and what's happening on the planet. 2020 just passed, the Spirit's like, yo, start encouraging the people because there's some broken hearts out there, some people that's low in energy, and you need to encourage them and lift them up and let them know everything gonna be okay. You know, understand it's part of the process we're going through. And that's exactly what's happening. So I try to just encourage the family and let them know, hey, trust Brother Yosef, I'm telling y'all the truth. You know, I want to lift y'all up and see y'all prosper. You know what I mean? That's what I was born for. I was simply born to help people evolve spiritually. So y'all only gonna get truth and the best from me. So that's what I wanted to do. And so y'all got as more bangers with the deep information coming, but I had to encourage the family real quick. So that's what I try to do, family. Now thank y'all for all y'all support too.
Oh, yeah,
for sure. And that's dope, Yosef, because this is one thing that I know for sure. If you cannot create a mental, emotional space of peace first, your power, your passion, your purpose, your prosperity, all of the stuff that we be wanting to manifest in this human realm, it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. That peace and that internal knowing that everything is working out in your favor, that comes first.
Yes.
It really does. Like a lot of times we think, okay, when I make more money, I'm going to be at peace. When I have this relationship, I'm going to be at peace. When I manifest this business, I'm going to be at peace. And peace actually comes first.
That's right.
So when you talk about what you did with the warrior versus a warrior, right? When you talk about that and you come on right now and you say you just want to help motivate people to really become whole within their hearts, y'all got to understand, family, that is the most important thing. Nothing comes before your peace. That's why you got people who can be homeless on the street and they smiling bigger than you smiling and they don't have anything. And that's because they found something within them. And so that definitely comes first. So shout out to you, Yosef, for doing that for the family.
I say thank y'all, family. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, family. Hey, what you were saying, babe? Go ahead.
Childlike Spirit Challenge. And we are in Mercury retrograde. So it is a perfect opportunity, Patreon family, because when we think retrograde, what is more retro than you when you were a child? Right? And so this is giving us an opportunity to recharge, to reawaken, to reconnect, to refocus. All right. So it is divine alignment. I'm glad to be doing it. For all of my goddesses out there, Womb Alchemy is back. Y'all stay on the lookout. I'm going to post videos on when you can start tapping in and joining that class. Other than that, I love you. And y'all have a great Sunday. Have a great week.
Man, we appreciate y'all, Chaos family. Look, the magician is on the way, but I don't know if I'm actually going to put this one on the site because I'm still going. I got to ask Spirit, but I'm still going back and forth with it because I'm really thinking about, really doing something else with these things. But I do want to sell a few to the Chaos family. So I don't know. We'll see. But we'll make it happen, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Peace to the gods.
Family.